It seemed to start as a simple cold. Then authorities thought perhaps it was a standard flu. It wasn't long before it was clear that the world was dealing with something much, much worse. Countries tried denying entry, mandating shutdowns, and limiting travel. But it continued to spread. It spread to every corner of the globe, and it started mutating. Governments tried everything they could as thousands upon thousands were dying. Civil unrest began to spread. Now, almost 2 years into the pandemic, as the bodies are piling up, the worst has happened.
Hello and welcome to another 31 Days of Horror 2021 video. We're on movie 2 here, and yeah, I watched this one on my own because, well, because this film I saved Leslie from. Let's just put it that way. I knew this was not going to be a fantastic film. At best it might be humorous, but considering everything about it, I just said, you know what, I'll let Leslie go on this one. She doesn't have to watch Death Toilet. Yes, Death Toilet, you can runs, but TT, you can't hide. Yeah, I have it here on this DVD with the, you know, it's all printed out, DVD-R, it is what it is. Got it from SRS Cinema, though this is not an SRS Cinema release. He was just selling it for, I guess, Anhedenia Films, Anhedenia Films. This particular movie is from 2018, so it's relatively new. I know, weird, right? It runs an even hour, roughly. The film is about a Vietnam vet who comes home to settle his dead brother's, affairs. But he eventually realizes his toilet's like haunted or possessed or something. It's the toilet of Satan. So there aren't a lot of people involved in this. It is you know how you have low budget films, you have you have your big budget, your mid level, your low budget, your micro budget films. This is the no budget film category, as in you could just pick up stuff from your house and shoot it, which is kind of what they did. All the people involved were essentially all just people that knew each other. And so, yeah, it's directed by Evan Jacobs. Now, Evan Jacobs has written and directed a few films, including the DV series, DV2 digital video, Fleas, The Reckoning, and of course the Death Toilet series. He is also a writer on this with Mike Hartsfield, who also was a writer on the other Death Toilet films, as well as an actor in them, as in all of the Death Toilet films, as well as DV5. Yeah, there's more than one Death Toilet film, believe it or not. Now, Mike Hartfield actually plays the character of Brett Baxter in this film. Like I said, he's an actor in all the Death Toilet films, and he's the one who comes back from Vietnam to essentially, deal with his dead brother, and all the all that kind of stuff, and people die, and you got to deal with all that. His brother has a short part at the beginning of the film, and that's played by Evan Jacobs, the director-writer of the film. Other people in this film are Michael Vogelsang, who plays a real estate guy, and Isaac Golub, who plays Father Dingleberry. And essentially, it's hard to say much about this film without giving too much away. Like, seriously, there is not much I can do here. It opens with the one brother essentially getting killed by the toilet. Then, of course, the dude comes back to deal with the affairs of his dead brother, and essentially is living in the bathroom where he keeps hearing noises from his toilet. And so he calls in a plumber. And the plumber's like, there's nothing wrong with your toilet. And of course, he keeps hearing stuff with the toilet. What I don't understand is, through all of this, he's living at the house, but apparently, I don't know if there's 2 bathrooms, but, and then my phone's just dingy, dingy, dingy. But if there isn't, he doesn't use the toilet. He brushes his teeth and stuff and hears noises, but he never uses the toilet, because I'm sure if he did, it would kill him. But I don't know what he does in terms of going to the bathroom for this film. Eventually, he contacts somebody at the church, and the person knew their family, and apparently is also an exorcist. Yeah. Okay, so he comes over, and he's just like, all right, because I've known your family, I'm willing to come in here and do this. Without going through the normal channels type thing, and the guy's like, okay, let me show you my toilet, and the priest is just like, your what? So, yeah, eventually that leads to a big climax of the film, if you can call it that, and such. So, it's, I like the idea of a death toilet. I think it could be a lot of fun. I do think it should involve a little bit more of a budget, and probably a little bit more from people who know what they're doing. So this essentially, I think, is shot on like digital video, maybe even on a phone. But it's rough looking. The acting is not good. The writing is not good. The directing is not good. There's nothing about this film that's even good. The story is not even very good. And I was hoping that perhaps the kill scenes would have been at least something to noteworthy, right? To bring this film up from the depths. But they are meh at best, I guess you could say. So, yeah. There's more than one, I guess you call them death scenes in the film. And that's they are probably the best parts of the movie, but they aren't that much, really. I mean, gore is very, 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 very minimal. If you're looking for something scary, this is not it. This toilet is not going to scare you off of going to the toilet ever again. It might make you laugh. I don't know that it's supposed to be a comedy, but it might make you laugh. Take that however you will. But it's definitely not something I can really recommend to you people, unless you're like, I gotta see everything that's out there. I must see Death Toilet. There's the if you want to see Death Toilet, that's how you get in touch with them, I guess. I'm gonna rate this a 1 out of 5. 1 being kind of generous. I'm giving it kind of a half star just for the fact that it's a killer toilet. And compared to my debut video film thing, it turned out a lot better than my oversaturated video. So, yeah. One up for them on me, I guess. But, yeah, believe it or not, there's more than one Death Toilet film. I think there may be 4 or 5 at this point. So, I guess it's a successful series because they keep making them. I don't know how they sell them or anything, but they got them out there. What are you going to do? I would not recommend the film, but I do know a lot of people who are in, you know, like, if you're into that whole shot on video, super duper, like, no budget films, this may be right up your alley just for something to watch. You know, if the big budget stuff just ain't your cup of tea, right? And I'm not saying, you know, the low budget stuff, which is just not big budget stuff, but really good. No, this is the... I don't even know. This isn't even like I went to film school and I know what I'm doing. Micro budget. This is I don't know. I saw a movie once and I think I can do it. Maybe, I don't know. The fact that they've done so many different things, kudos to them. Kudos to the people involved in making this film because they've done more than I have. Mind you, I mean, there isn't. I could shoot this movie. I could shoot it. I could shoot it today. Have it out tomorrow. But then again, I say that, and a small little clip for another film, you know, the previous review for this 31 Days of Horror, that took me a while to put together, mainly due to special effects, or lack thereof. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I honestly, if you're here because you read Death Toilet and you've made it this far and you're like, but should I watch this movie? The answer is no. Save yourself. I mean, it's an hour out of your life. You could watch something else. There's other things out there. Perhaps if the other films end up being a little bit better, then maybe it's worth checking out the first one just to have continuity. But who knows? Who knows? Will I have the other films in this 31 Days of Horror? Who knows? Who knows? Let me know if you've ever seen or heard of Death Toilet. That's what I want to know. Then, if you have seen of Death Toilet, what did you think of it? And if you have heard of Death Toilet but not seen it, do you wanna? Or have I changed your mind? Just comment down below. I love to hear from you, and really, after watching this, I need a good comment or two. Anyways, thanks for watching. More 31 Days of Horror to come. Take care. Have a good one.